Hi, I'm Phil Jameson, Director of Analytics for Statstrack, back with the third installment of the Breakaway video series, the newest program being brought to teams by Statstrack. Breakaway is a service designed to assist teams in doing the deep dives into the data to find the insights coaches, players, and other hockey stakeholders need to have a competitive advantage. Breakaway teams have their own Statstrack analyst that works with them to provide insights like the one we will show you now. In this video, we're going to focus on a specific tactical issue that most coaches face and share how a team can benefit by identifying areas of strengths and weaknesses for individual players to maximize and improve their performance, and in turn, the performance of the team. Once again, we're going to be using data from the World Junior A Challenge, where Statstrack was working with the Canada West team. Before we get started, it is important to note that we will be blanking out individual player names. Now let's get started. First, we take a look at the overall face-off report for Canada West from their first game. You can see at the top of the report that the team has an overall success rate of 55% in winning the draw over the course of the game. That success rate can be broken down further by zone. Canada West was successful on 55% of the draws in their defensive zone, 52% of the time in the neutral zone, and 57% of the time in the offensive zone. So it would be fair to say that from this report that the team had consistent and above average performance in all three zones. From this report, you can also get detailed results within each face-off dot. So, for example, if you look at the left face-off dot in the offensive zone, you'll see that Canada West won the draw and won possession on 40% of the 10 face-offs that took place there. They won the draw but lost possession, or a winger loss, 20% of the time, lost the draw but won possession, or a winger win, 10% of the time, and lost the draw and possession on 30% of the 10 draws. So does this tell the full story? Well, let's find out. The Statstrack team dove deeper into the data and found that while the team on average won 55% of their face-offs, when we looked deeper, we saw that there was a wide range of success among the draw takers, from a high of 67% for one player to a low of 44% for another. That's a gap of 23%, and what team wouldn't like to improve their face-off percentage by 23%? Now, we're not suggesting that you can move every face-off from your low face-off performer to your best face-off performer, but if a coach is aware of the stats, he can make adjustments during critical junctures of the game to maximize the potential of winning the game. Think about how you could leverage this information. If you had watched our previous video example, you would know that the Breakaway team always goes deeper. So the next thing we provided the coach was an analysis of each center's face-off results, comparing at first the left side versus the right side. Canada West's best face-off man, Adam, with an overall win percentage of 67%, displayed a huge disparity, with 88% of wins on the left side and only 20% on the right side. So while it appeared at the top level that the team should use this player on key draws, the analysis showed that in fact he should only be used for face-offs on the left side, and that every other center on the team would have been a better choice for right side face-offs. In fact, only one center on the team won more than 50% of his draws on the right side, and that was Fred. When the coach learned this, he made adjustments to use Fred for key face-offs on the right side and Adam for key face-offs on the left side. I'm sure you would agree that it's great to know who to put out in critical situations. But the Breakaway team wasn't finished yet. Next, we wanted to see if we could leverage Fred in both the offensive and defensive zone. What we saw was that on his strong side, he was 90% successful in the offensive zone, but in the defensive end, he was only 40% successful, with an additional 40% coming from winger wins. On his weaker side, the left side, he was fairly consistent in both offensive and defensive zone faceoffs. This provided a couple of insights to the coach. The first was to highlight to the wingers that they were doing a great job in helping gain possession on these defensive zone draws and to remain vigilant when this centerman was taking a draw in this location. The second insight was that there was an opportunity to improve this centerman's performance. Having proven his strength on the right side draws in the offensive zone, the skill was easily transferable to the defensive zone, right side faceoffs. This was a perfect coaching moment. So in this example, we have shown how a team can improve their performance by leveraging players in different scenarios that play on their strengths, and we have identified an area of improvement for an individual player. With Statstrack's Breakaway service, we don't just deliver the stats and reports, we put all the pieces together to create a meaningful story that coaches and players can take to the ice. Thanks for listening.